What's up everyone, back with me Christy again. In this video, I'm going to make a food derivated from my nickname Kurisu, which is a Japanese pronunciation for Chris. And the major elements of the food I'm going to make in this video will be starting from my nickname, which is kurumi or walnut in Japanese, ringo or apple in Japanese, and sweet potato, which is sweet potato. The question is, what will the food be? Curious? Well, not gonna make you guys wait anymore, so let's get started. Cake flour, butter, castor sugar, and egg will be the first ingredients we need to make the base. The first thing to do is, we are going to slightly mix the dry ingredients, put the castor sugar into the flour, and give a light mix. Then, we are going to cube and put our butter to the dry ingredients. Make sure to do it as fast as we can, as we need the butter to stay cold for an efficient work. You can use a food processor if you have one, or in this video, I'm going to use crumbling method by using my hand and start pinching the butter with the dry ingredients, just like this. After they started to form a crumb-like composition, crack and lightly whisk your egg, then mix it with the crumb ingredients. We don't want to overwork our delicate tart pastry, so give it a light mixing until kneading is possible and shape it to a disc, as this will ease our work later. The next thing we're gonna do is, we are going to let our dough rest. This will let the gluten relax, which will ease up the shaping process later. Wrap up the dough with the cling film and put it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Meanwhile, let's make the sweet potato filling. The first ingredient will be sweet potato, without question. And then we are going to need brown sugar, egg, cornstarch, and ginger. First things first, wash and clean your sweet potato. Poke holes around it with a fork, wrap it with aluminum foil, and bake it. Please take note that depends on the oven, the baking time will be different. In my case, I'm using a 1000-watt oven toaster, so it took 1 hour. Next, we are going to work on our pastry. Take out the rested dough, sprinkle some of cake flour to the working surface, and start working on the dough. In my opinion, the best suitable thickness is about 2 to 5 mm, and I'm going to roll it to that range of thickness. One more point is, you might want to adjust the size of the dough depends on the tart mold diameter. In my case, I'm using an 18 cm diameter of tart mold. After estimating the size of the dough and the tart mold, grease it, roll your dough with the rolling pin, and spread it on the mold. Then, we are going to kind of fold in the dangling tart dough so it creates a good tart case. Cut off the remaining dough, poke some holes with a fork, and let it rest for some more time in the refrigerator. Now that our sweet potato has already baked, we are going to puree it. Separate from the skin, and be careful because it's hot. You can use a blender or any masher you have, but in this video, I'm using my food processor to puree it and leave it to cool to room temperature. After that, crack in the egg, add a skin, thinly sliced fresh ginger, brown sugar, and cornstarch in. Blitz them up until they reach the desired consistency, for me, just like this. Take out the rested tart case, pour in the filling, and spread them nicely. Now, I'm going to bake it covered with aluminum foil for 45 minutes. Then, remove the aluminum foil and bake for another 8 minutes to get that beautiful crispy crust edge. After that, take it out from the oven and let it cool to room temperature. Meanwhile, let's make the applesauce for the topping. We are going to need apples, water, lemon juice, and cinnamon powder. First, core, peel, and chunk the apples. Medium heat on the saucepan, add the water, and toss the apples in. Boil the apple with the lid on until soft. Then, put them into the food processor, add the cinnamon powder and lemon juice as well. And then, blitz them on until you got the puree consistency, just like this. After that, transfer the applesauce to a desired container and let it cool down to room temperature. While waiting for that, we are going to prepare the decoration. I'm going to use walnuts and coconut powder. toast the walnuts by simply spread them on a baking tray and toast with your oven. Depending on the oven, the toasting time will be different. In my case, it was around 6 minutes. Take the walnut out, let it cool down a little bit, then break it to a smaller piece like this, because we are going to sprinkle it on the top of our tart. Finally, let's construct everything. Pour the applesauce on the top of the sweet potato tart and spread it evenly. Then, decorate the walnut on the top of the applesauce like this. And for the final touch, I'm going to sprinkle the coconut powder. And voila! It's done! As usual, our video will not complete without tasting the fruit of the labor. Let's take a slice here of this beauty and some light plating decoration. Now, let's dig in. Nom nom nom. The sweetness from the sweet potato was just right, balanced with the gentle taste from the sugarless applesauce. The ginger also gave a slight kick, while the cinnamon, as well as toasted walnut and coconut powder, gave a good crunchy aromatic element to this walnut-apple-sweet potato tart. So, that's it for today's video about cuisine tart, or walnut-apple-sweet potato tart. What do you think about it? Was it an interesting idea? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for watching. Like the video, share it with your friends and family if you enjoyed them. Subscribe to my channel to support me and for more content. See you guys on my next video. Bye bye.